Hey guys, this is Marcus from M Factor. Everybody loves explosions, but not all explosions are created equal. On the lowest end of the spectrum, we have what's called a physical explosion. Basically, when internal pressure overcomes the strength of its container and all the pent-up pressure and energy is released at once. We see this in things like dry ice bombs, where solid carbon dioxide sublimates, increases in volume, and builds pressure in a bottle until the bottle can no longer contain the CO2. Next, we have what are called low explosives. These are things like gunpowder, flash powder, and pyrodex, typical ingredients in bullets, firecrackers, and other pyrotechnics. As you can see, when we burn 40 grams of this homemade gunpowder out in the open, it burns vigorously, but there's no bang. Same goes for an equal amount of double FG equivalent pyrodex. It burns extremely rapidly, but still no explosion. In order to get a bang with a low explosive, it must be contained, whether that means putting it in a cardboard firecracker tube or stuffing it into a borehole in a quarry. Last but certainly not least, we have our high explosives. Among these are things like nitroglycerin, C4, TNT, and ANFO, along with other confusing acronyms like LOL, GTG, and LMFAO.
Beautiful.
Now, the difference between high and low explosives is that low explosives explode and high explosives detonate. An explosion is a type of chemical reaction, and in a low explosive like black powder, the reaction can only occur as quickly as heat can propagate through the substance. In a high explosive like TNT, the reaction occurs as quickly as a shock wave propagates from molecule to molecule. This means that high explosives detonate at many times the speed of sound. Let's look at a few examples.
First things first, this is basically your standard M80. People say that this is equivalent to 1/8 stick of dynamite. I'll let you be the judge of that. Not bad. Next up, this is a Wise Guy cracker. This is basically the largest firecracker that you can buy. Alright, so that wasn't too bad, but we're going to keep getting bigger. This is a half stick of dynamite, so we're putting on our safety gear and taking a couple steps back for this one. That was absolutely awesome, but we're going to keep getting bigger. This is our homemade ANFO explosive. Stands for ammonium nitrate fuel oil. So let's see how this does. Unfortunately, it looks like our blasting cap did not have enough detonation velocity to detonate our ANFO. Rather, sprayed it all over the tree and all over the ground. So we're gonna have to come back to this at a later time, but it was still a pretty badass explosion. Time to have some fun. Holy.
Marcus, cut yours?
Right on top of one another.